get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Being a disciple of Jesus means that it is not going to be easy. It means that there are times where we are going to have challenges and have to face them, and that is okay. And there are times where we are going to have to be uncomfortable and get out of our comfort zone, and that is a good thing. Last weekend we talked about Lent and what the Lenten season looked like and what it is about, and how we should be redirecting our desires and our earthly wantings and yearnings to God, because ultimately He is the only one who can fill that void in us. But we didn't talk about the hurt that comes with it. So when I was in high school, that's when I had my huge conversion, and I really got into my faith, and I chose it as my own, and I decided to participate in it wholeheartedly. And it was really hard. It hurt. It was a painful process, because I faced a lot of persecution from my family, who at the time didn't understand what I was going through and what I had been exposed to at school, having to quit my softball team and not being able to share it with the friends that I previously had made and the people in my classes. Sharing your faith in the secular world is not something easy to do, and having to deal with myself was probably the most painful thing I had to go through, because devoting myself to this faith and wanting to pursue it wholeheartedly meant that there were a lot of things I was going to have to change about myself. There are a lot of things I was going to have to let go of, not for 40 days, but for the rest of my life, for every day of the year. And that is a painful thing to do, is having to call yourself out and having to look at yourself from an objective perspective and see the things in your life that you have to work on, what your favorite sins are. Have this greater call to self-awareness is not an easy thing to do. And there is this quote that I always lived by when I was younger, and I still do, but at the time when I was really struggling and I was feeling this pain in me during my time of having this conversion, this daily conversion every single day, of choosing God over the things that I want or the things that I know are not good for me, and having to choose what's hard instead of what's easy, because what is easy is not always what's right. So, and that is Pope Benedict XVI's quote. The world offers you comfort, but you were not made for comfort. You were made for greatness. And that is something I clung onto so hard, because it was something that I could really resonate with, something that really touched me deep inside me, because I knew that I was doing something right. I knew that the pain that I was feeling and I knew that the hardships that I was facing meant that I was growing as a person, and that is something that we always have to keep in mind. We have to keep going. Freshman year of college, I came across something else that really kept me going, something that really inspired me, and that was Plato's Allegory of the Cave. And if you don't know what that is, you need to look it up, because it is absolutely amazing. And you don't even have to read, it's on YouTube. So just look up Plato's Allegory of the Cave and you'll get a better idea of where I'm coming from. So, Plato's Allegory of the Cave basically talks about how there are these prisoners who live in these caves, or cave dwellers, their entire lives, and they have never seen the outside world. Basically, these cave dwellers one of them is finally set free from his chains, and he goes out into the real world, and Plato explains his experience to be extremely painful. For the first time, you guys, he is seeing light, and we all know what this is like. Remember a time where you have been taking a nap, or you've been stuck inside all day watching Netflix, and then you go outside and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't see. That's basically what this cave dweller was going through. It was so excruciating, the pain, but think about it 10 times worse, because he has never been exposed to light, ever. It's like when your mom opens the blinds and you're taking a nap and you're like, Mom, I can't see, don't open the blinds. Anyway, it's like that. And so he goes, and Plato explains that this experience to be so painful, but the longer he stays there, the longer he tries to see what's in front of him, the more he's able to as the time goes on. He starts to notice the flowers and the trees and the water, and then he sees the sun, the source of all things. And he goes back inside this cave, and he takes with him what he now knows, and he's no longer able to live in the cave the way he once was, because he knows of something greater out there. Bingo, that is exactly what we as disciples of Jesus, as Christians, go through on a daily basis, all the time. We are constantly learning, we are constantly growing, and yes, you guys, it is painful. It is so extremely painful, but that is good. That means that we are growing, and I want to encourage you guys to keep going this Lenten season, whether it be something you're struggling with that you sacrifice for Lent, or whether it just be something you're going through. Keep going, because these pains, these growing pains, are so good, and they are a sign that we are called to so much more. And I promise you, we are so much stronger. You are so much stronger than the things that might be holding you back, than the things telling you that you're not good enough or that you can't do it, or if you're scared to be vulnerable, if you're having a hard time accepting yourself and sharing yourself with others, if you're having a hard time sharing yourself with God, I lift you up in prayer, because I know what that is like, and I know that it is a hard thing to do, but God is calling you to greatness. And although the world is offering you all that is comfortable and all that seems to be good, I promise you what He has waiting and what He has in store is so much greater. I am praying for you guys. And yes, let's quickly address the elephant in the room. I realize today is not Wednesday, and I am very sorry about that, but being a college student has loads of requirements, and 2 of those include giving up all of your time and giving up all of your sleep. So here we are a day later. If you have anything you would like for me to talk about, leave a comment below, and I will see you guys next week. Praying for you.